we live?
Yes.
And let's remember X.
Oh, no one gets that joke.
Hey, this is Russ and Kat in Russ's very, very overheated studio. So you're going to hear some fan noises when we on all the videos we filmed today. I'll do my best to edit those out, but it's that or we drip all over the video, and that would be messy on your YouTube screen.
So gross.
So you had a thing you read
Yes.
that has given you pause and thing you thought was worthy of discussion. So can you lay it out?
Right, so should I tell you or them?
You should probably tell them, but you
Hi,
can
them.
pretend to tell me.
Okay, so I was on Reddit, and there was an individual who went to their fencing practice, and they wore sports bra and like bike shorts, as one might do going to the gym. And afterward, they posted to Reddit like, was that okay? And Reddit being Reddit, you had the full spectrum of responses from, yeah, dude, whatever, to congratulations, you're the hot chick in class, which, okay. So I thought that was really an actually very interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you wear to practice? You're working out, but it's different from going to like do 30 minutes on the treadmill.
It is different. And I think, I'm going to say a bunch of stuff, probably all of them unpopular. I want to get your opinion as well.
Yay.
Background. None of the answers I'm going to give have anything explicitly to do with the fact that I'm a dude. I'm a body work kind of guy. I'm really into bodies in every way, shape, and form. I used to be a figure model. I'm not easily embarrassed. I like to see how people move. I like to look at people whether they're attractive or not. And I have to be very, very sensitive to that. And there are a number of social reasons why in the 2020s, here in the 21st century, we have to be extra sensitive. For example, we have a trans student who I deal with differently because of the translived gender versus the biological sex. I would touch this person very differently based on their biological sex, but based on their lived gender, I'm significantly more circumspect about how I touch this person. This is a courtesy thing because our culture demands that, for example, if I touch a dude like this and we're just talking and stuff, it's no big deal. But even on camera, someone out there is going to be offended by the fact that I just put my hand on Kat's leg. Anything cross-sex is leavened by the fact that we have thousands of years of this is how you come correct in society behavior, okay? So, OP was correct in saying, did I blow something in context here? She was right to ask the question. I know that's going to make me super unpopular. She was absolutely right to answer it. And the question was, and the answer is, yes, she was wrong. She was absolutely wrong to wear the sports bra and shorts. Maybe not for the reason a lot of the Redditors are worrying about. Because unless they were training with boffers, she was putting herself in physical danger. So let me tell a story.
Yay, story
We have
time.
a rule when we're training with steel that everybody wears long sleeve clothing. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be all the Newton rated stuff. That's mostly a marketing and Europe likes to regulate the crap out of everything gimmick. A couple layers of heavy fabric or one layer of really heavy canvas does the exact same stuff. And if you look at traditional fencing jackets, you'll see they're 2 layers of duck. You don't need 21st century jackets to fence. Otherwise, everybody in the 19th and 20th century would have died and we wouldn't have fencing. And oh, by the way, many of them were fencing saber on fleshes, delivering thrusts with sabers that didn't have big rubber things on the end of them. Well, I had a student once who thought, oh, long sleeve. And I was feeling really sick that day, as I often am with my cracked out lungs. His long sleeve garment was a rash guard. And while my back was turned trying to maintain breathing and stuff, he got poked by one of our fellow students. And lo and behold, even though the saber wasn't sharp, we had ourselves an emergency room visit. Because there is such a thing as a pressure impalement, even if something's not actually sharp. And that happened. Because 2 body weights and about 3 square millimeters or so, put whatever number in there you want, is enough to create a pressure puncture. So by wearing a sports bra and shorts, unless she was training with buffers or doing slow work with synthetics, if she was anywhere near steel, that was an unsafe outfit for the workout. Now, because we're in Texas during the summer, I very often will have us dressed down and using buffers and synths and sticks and working techniques and playing manchette and very specific things that require us not to gear the hell up. Because even with the air conditioning, the inside of the gym is hotter than some people's outdoors at this time of year, especially once the sun's been beating on a roof. We're routinely 106 to 110 on the parking lot, even on a day no one particularly thinks is hot. That said, I think sports bras are one of the most amazing inventions ever, and I legitimately, no shit, think all women should wear them. After years and years of helping women who can't move their ribs here because underwires are the devil, and just like guys have tight backs and hips because the modern waist sits here where the meat is, and therefore you have to constrict these muscles to keep your pants up, underwire here on the ribs is practically a stereotype for half the clients I work with. And time again shows that if your bra is even a little bit too tight, that compression right there locks down your ribs and prevents mobility. So for general purpose workouts, I adore sports bras. I think they're the best thing known to man. They're one step short of us moving to 1980s Sweden and just not giving a damn. But we're not Sweden, and we do give a damn because we have a whole different set of cultural imports. And telling all of society, no, you're wrong, is really fucking pointless and narcissistic. We want to avoid that. So, what's your hot take? Also, the future is so bright you have to wear shades. I had to say that on camera.
It's very bright in here.
It is.
Yeah, also sports bras are totally awesome, agreed. And I agree with what you said. Like, you know, this person in her post, I'm assuming her, sorry, was like, yeah, I still put on my my jacket and everything on my gear for sparring, but I think, yeah, I agree. It's not safe to train in such minimal clothing, and it is important to be comfortable, but it's also a bit of a discourtesy to your training partners to be like, yes, I am comfortable in this very minimal clothing, and now they're very worried about your safety, or they should be if they're good partners.
Mm-hmm.
And that adds another level of stress to something that should be fun and casual.
Right. Hopefully this person was putting on training pants along with the training jacket, because bike shorts are not going to protect you from a stab in the thigh.
Oh no, that would suck. Yeah, hopefully.
And as much as people like to joke about it, you don't want a butt injury with any kind of penetration because you've got so much blood vessels there, you can bleed out. Dumbasses accidentally kill their friends shooting each other in the butt with low caliber projectiles and sometimes even pellets, not realizing just how much blood supply there and what a life-threatening wound a butt shot is.
Yeah, thanks Hollywood.
Yeah, thanks Hollywood a lot. Oh, this is just a shoulder wound. That's definitely not your lung, right?
No, it's fine. You've got to.
All right, so that said, on the other side of the coin, if she's throwing on training pants, and I'm going to just say she because either biologically or
Socially.
expressed, if you're wearing a sports bra, you're presenting to the public as female.
Okay, cool.
So if you're putting on a jacket and you have something pants appropriate where you're safe, great, no issue with it whatsoever. We do have to worry about social signals. That does not mean that you should have to wear restrictive clothing if you're safe. You also need to make sure that you fit into your South culture.
Mm-hmm.
If you are accustomed to Beach Town kid, I'm accustomed to lots of people wearing very little and not even thinking twice about it. Gym culture, lots of people wearing the bare minimum and not thinking twice about it because you get sweaty lifting weights, right? Any other culture where you're accustomed to bodies. She's an animator, I'm a body worker, we're super comfortable with that. Not all schools are. So checking with your instructor just to see what the local culture is and working with it. You have the right to be comfortable. You don't have the right to demand that the world conform to your sense of comfort.
Well said.
And for the record, if anybody wants to train in a sports bra in my school, they're absolutely welcome to, as long as we're not doing anything with shirts. And the same with shorts.
Yeah, and a bunch of people wear shorts habitually, especially like you said, when it's in the hundreds outside.
Yeah.
People don't want to wear pants.
What's your Sal culture? For example, I teach through touch quite a bit of times because that's a way I learned through somebody else. A very high-level internalist out on the West Coast does it, and I realized, oh, sometimes that communicates much better than words do. Well, you have to be careful about how you touch people, and that means you also have to be careful about how you're being touched. Now, is that because the instructor's a perv? Hopefully not. Okay, a predatory perv.
Yep.
There's a difference between enjoying the beauty in the world and acting skeevy because of it. Let's be honest. But you also have to pay attention to the comfort of everyone around you. As an instructor, I have to be 9 times paranoid about it. As a student, you don't have to be 9 times paranoid about it, but it is smart to pay attention to the social signals you send. And notice I have not said, don't wear the workout gear. All I've said is just be aware, because there are different reasons why different clothes are appropriate at different times. Fencing tends to be a more cover-up environment. That doesn't mean all schools are, but it means you do need to check. So I think OP was right to ask, and Reddit is Reddit. There's a reason I'm not on Reddit. So I can absolutely see why some people would give a contextless answer or an answer which only fit their own context.
Agreed. Yeah, context absolutely matters. There's so much complexity about what you choose to wear and how you choose to present yourself. And, you know, fence in a sports bra, fence in a ruffly skirt, which I have seen. And both are awesome, but the context in which you're doing it absolutely matters.
Fence in a giant longsword jacket, fence in a lamellar skirt, fence in anything you want to fence in as long as your club approves. And if you have a culture clash with your club, and this is so important, you can have a culture clash with a club and move to another club without club A being bad. Sometimes fit is not a case of who's right or wrong, it's just a case of who's a good fit. And I may be hypersensitive about the presentation thing because I happen to have a teenage daughter who I'm trying to get to be like a mature lady who presents herself the way she wants to, not necessarily just a little princess.
Yes.
We had all kinds of, oh, if you're going to wear that much décolletage and that much midriff, here's how you do it right going on. So I am not a prude by any stretch, and anybody who's in my school watching this video is going to snicker at the very suspicion of that, because I'm very open about who I am. You have to be willing to be comfortable in your skin when people are hitting you for recreational fun. And by fencing, you are volunteering to get hit. Are you comfortable being hit in the clothing you're wearing? Are other people comfortable hitting you in the clothing you're wearing? Here's where I get myself in trouble. I'm
No,
going to say, ready?
it's a two-way street.
I have a bifurcated nipple right here. It hurts like hell every time I bump it because I got whacked with a lightsaber on the side of the nipple and it tore it. And so now I have the main nipple on my pectoral and I have a little offshoot. And all it has to do is get bumped and it hurts like fuck months after I got hit. Thank God OP's putting on the jacket, right?
Yes.
You would not want that to interfere with any potential future nursing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There might be actual real life ramifications there.
Yeah.
In my case, it's, oh, let's laugh at Russ with his double nipple. Well,
No,
it's
let's not laugh at people's pain. No, let's not do that.
But there are sensitive areas, just like, and let's be very clear, it's even less about the breast than it is about the collarbone. So thank God OP's putting on the jacket.
Yes, for sure.
All right, that's what I've got before getting too repetitive.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, cool.
So, your physical safety comes first. Your emotional safety comes right after that. And unless you are a narcissistic shitheel, that standard applies to everyone else in your school too. So come correct and be courteous and be willing to bend in various directions so that you don't cause others to be uncomfortable. And if everybody would do that, the culture wars would be like the culture impassioned reasoned debates, and people would sign up to actually pay attention to them as opposed to going, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
One day I'll start a video series where like the culture debates, not the culture wars, and just have people in to discuss things in heartfelt and sincere ways.
Oh, that would be
Just to
great.
prove we can do it. And it's not appropriate to a fencing channel, so we can't post it here. All right.
Awesome.
Parting thoughts? Your question?
No, that, just to underline what you said, the courtesy that we owe each other and ourselves means you have to be alive to the nuances.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, check in. Is this appropriate? I'm comfortable. Is everyone else comfortable? And, yeah, do what seems to fit the moment.
Yep. All right. Thank you much. Have fun. Go do the training. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.